I've got focus. Watch this focus go past. Oh yeah, Sportzilla. Sorry, focus. So, Subaru, 3,000 miles, completely trouble-free, and I know I've done a great job with this car because I've got about an hour of daylight left. And what excuse better than go for a drive and going to look for some petrol? First, I want to go through the questions, really. Most of the questions have been, so is it forged, is it stroke, what engine is it now? So it is a 2.1 litre. It uses the 2.5 crank, 79mm. Now I tried a crank, brilliant. Got ball bearings, closed deck block, forged rods, and Roger Clark Motorsport forged pistons. Again, they're a little bit noisy on cold, but you know, not that bad. Then it has, the heads have just been worked a little bit. It's got the standard cams, the twin turbo cams and heads, which actually flow really well. I'm told 450 horsepower is not going to be a problem. And then we've got the solid shim conversion to the head. That's the only real head work. And then Cosworth head gaskets and baffle plate, a couple of other things to make it track safe, and you will see the track soon. So I'm going to sum up my experience with this into 5 things. They're going to be 5 things that I think should be applicable to all scoops. The first one, if you don't have to go forged, don't bother. There's some drawbacks being the knock, the piston slap. You can't hear it now, my oil's at about 60 degrees. But when it's cold, it slaps and you don't really want to drive it, as in you don't feel like you want to. I don't think it's going to do it any harm, but you don't, that noise, it goes right through you. One thing I definitely would do, I mean, I got my turbo rebuilt by a company called Rally Aspects, local to Derby. Craig Bellworthy there did a brilliant job. So he swapped me the 18G front housing out for a 20G, so TDO 520G now. And it's got a billet centre core, lovely. The spool is, I would say, a little bit better than the 18G was. So I'm at 3,000 revs now. Starts to spool, so half a bar, 1 bar by 4, and that would normally be full boost, but I'm on the low boost setting. Great turbo, really pleased with it. If I'd have had more money, and I mean a couple of grand more, I would have gone for something like the MD turbo or a ceramic ball bearing, something like that, just to get it a lot earlier than 4,000, but that's all we've got. But third gear, 50, foot down, hard on the power, and we'll go straight up to 70 miles an hour. That 40 to 70 or 50 to 70 is brilliant. That's got to be the best bit about this car. Secondly, the car's lowered a little bit. So when I lowered it, I bought the caster adjustment arms and also the roll center adjustment ball joints. They have made the car more responsive. It just tends to settle a little better now. So much so that the chassis is actually quite playful. Couple that with the thicker anti-roll bar, I can get the back end out on this. Just turn it in, start to come off the throttle and really playfully bring that out. And that's great. That's really good fun. Okay, so third thing. It's got to be the fueling system. So Roger Clark Motorsport 340 litres an hour fuel system, fuel pump, sorry. Standard lines. Do have to do some wiring modifications on the Legacy for that. And then I've got 550cc injectors, they're side feed. I recommend to anyone who's going to go single turbo, if you want over 360 horsepower, just go for a top feed conversion if you can. Because mine are maxed out. They started to go over 100% duty, past 6,500 revs, which means I had to back off the boost as the revs have gone up. So I think it could have had more horsepower. That's the gutting bit. It could have done more. I know it's 400 anyway. Gearbox won't take many more. But yeah, I would have liked it to have had much more headroom in injectors. They're 550s and they're already running over half a bar higher than stock too, with the Roger Clark fuel pressure regulator. So that's third thing I'd recommend. Okay, fourth favourite thing, completely pointless, no benefit to anyone, and that is no blow-off valve anymore. There was one in the old one, but how can you beat that noise? That's great. old school rally vibes. And even, especially with the anti-lag, that sounds amazing. Fifth thing, a little bit more sensible, that's the Link ECU. So I'm running the Link ECU, the G4X, and also the Link 3-bar map sensor or 4-bar map sensor. A load of other Link accessories, motorsport features, the anti-lag, the launch control. The launch control is aggressive now. Yeah, definitely go for that. That makes this single turbo conversion. You can really take the most out of it. You won't be able to push any proper power without that. Yeah, it's home, petrol. Well, I'll tell you what, since the map, it's done, still gets about 20 to the gallon, about 22, 23 on a run. That really ain't that bad. Oh, and if you're on about buying one of these sorts of splitters off eBay, they don't cope with speed all that well. Yeah, I've lost that. I've only been out in it twice. I'll just show you how this looks now as well. So you see the front mount piping, the big K&N, that gets a lot dirtier than I imagined it would. And then a bit of a temporary fix. I've got my sensors down there, the boost controller, the map sensor. Still like the pink, I haven't regretted that yet. And then my fuel pressure, just there. I think it was pretty tidy for all the work. Anyway, 6.6 I just got, which is 0.2 seconds slower than previous, but that was on low boost. So we'll go for a high boost run with 6.4 seconds to beat, because that's my previous best at 360 horsepower. Right, get something first. Oh, loads better. Decent shift. Third. Oh, I think that was pretty good. And the time to beat 6.4, 5.6. A 5.6 is great. Oh, that's nearly a second. That's min. That was on 400 horsepower. I'm dead happy with that. 5.6 seconds, 20 to 70 miles an hour. Leaderboard here to show the progress. So we've got, starting at the top, 280 horsepower, then 320, then 360, then TDO 520G low boost, then high boost at 408 horsepower. That's reasonable. I mean, it's an expensive way of gaining a couple of seconds, mind. Okay, we'll do one risky 0 to 60. One. Don't die on me. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do a 0 to 60 in low boost and flick it to high as I change to second. That's what we'll do. Oh, wheel spin. Oh, I got to 60. Proper spun up the wheels then. Bit dirty. What we got? 4.8. 4.8 seconds. Broke to the fours. That's amazing. That was worth it. I'm not doing that again. It's proven that. 4-second car. 23 years old. 4.8 seconds. Right. Although now I'm in the mood for a little bit of country lane bashing, I think. I'm second. I've got tools in the boot. Shouldn't have done it. Oh. On the brakes, heel toe down to second. Oh, it still handles exceptionally well. That's so good. Right, next video will be at track. So in May, I'm at Donington Park. We'll see how this thing gets on. And also, if you keep your eyes out on the channel, I literally said to a friend of mine, not that expensive to buy a track car, you know, if you were joining me. It was going to bring his dad's car. I was like, not so sure. So I said, just buy yourself on 2.5-ish grand. You can buy yourself a done track car. And then the very next day, it texts me to say, I bought the one you sent me. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it's like. We're going to go and have a look at that, and then we'll go on track with this and the Mini. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say what it was. The Mini. We're going to take the Mini, and we'll see how we go on. Hopefully, he's nowhere near me, because then I'll be really gutted. See you again. Thanks very much.